mainly because of his mental stability, because of his fighting spirit, because it was more mental than just physical. For him, it was like what he called emotional content, and for me, that's when I succeeded. When I had to face major obstacles and major opponents like Tommy Hearns, Roberto Duran, Marvin Hagler, because of my mental stability, I was able to beat those guys.
If he will compete in the UFC today, he will be as skilled as any UFC fighter with his talent.
I have no doubt he would have been world champion in MMA.
This was the fact that he could generate so much speed and velocity in his punches, short punches that he used his body and the type of leverage he was able to gain, because he understood the mechanics of the body. That was special. His smoothness, I mean, he was gliding, he would glide, and he was not methodical. He was very spontaneous in his movement, and everything he did was for a reason. He just didn't move to just be cute. He moved for a reason, to get in line, to get in position, to throw something, to position himself. Everything was for a reason. He was versatile, he was smart, he was deadly, and he seemed like he was the least guy that could defend himself, but he had such an ability to outperform anyone, no matter what size. He did it with style, and that's what I love. That he did it with style.
Hi folks, welcome to the channel. There's not much going on in boxing right now. I don't do stories, which boxer said this, which boxer said that, or make up some stories. I focus on real analysis and predictions, who's going to win and why. Because I like to have a good wager on fights and make money, that's why my channel is called Analysis and Predictions. But today I'm diving into a fascinating story. No fighter in history can match this man in the recognition or ability. His name, Bruce Lee. It's going to be my opinion. And if you don't agree, please leave your comments below why. And if you agree, please hit the like and subscribe. So without further ado, let's see if you agree or you don't. Even 52 years after his passing, he's still the most famous martial artist ever. Admired, respected, talked about more than any fighter or entertainer in history. So let's crack on with it. I want to talk about something that's been on my mind. How is it possible that a little Chinese man, just 5'8" tall, can become more famous than legends like Muhammad Ali, Mike Tyson, even Elvis Presley? It seems unbelievable. But the fact is, Bruce Lee's legacy has outlasted some of the biggest names in history. And today, I'm going to break it down why. First off, let's talk about his impact. Bruce Lee was more than just a fighter or entertainer. Most might say, well, he wasn't a fighter, but I beg to differ. It all depends what your definition of fighter is. But anyway, that's a debate for another time. But he was a movement. Ali was the greatest boxer of all time. Mike Tyson was the most feared heavyweight ever. Elvis revolutionized music. But Bruce Lee was a symbol of discipline, self-improvement, and pushing the limits of what we think is possible. He showed the world that martial arts wasn't just about fighting, it was a way of life. That message resonated with so many people. It wasn't just about his skill in demonstrations or on screen, it was about his philosophy. Now let's talk about his global appeal. While Elvis and Ali were iconic, their influence was mainly in the West, but Bruce Lee reached every corner of the globe. He brought martial arts to the mainstream. He opened the doors for Asian actors in Hollywood and was a pioneer in breaking down racial barriers. His impact wasn't limited to one country, one culture. He was a global force. Then we have the myth of Bruce Lee. Ali lost fights, Tyson lost fights, Masvidal retired early, but Bruce Lee, even though he never fought in the ring or in any documented fights, but he never lost to anyone or backed down from any challenge. No one ever came forward and said they beat this 5'8" Chinese man.
Some people say to me, well, Bruce Lee didn't fight in tournaments because he couldn't use his technique. No, that's not true. Bruce Lee would have made the adjustment to fight in even in point karate championships. If he wanted to, he could make the adjustment. You know, a couple of people were his students who were point karate champions. They studied with Bruce Lee, but when they came to point karate tournaments, they made the adjustment. You know, you can make that adjustment to according to what you're doing, and Bruce would have done the same thing. I don't know if I told you that, but Bruce was. I don't think you asked me, but I will tell you that. Speaking of Bruce Lee, guy, it was absolutely unbelievable. You know, it's so many people don't know how great he was. I mean, people always ask me, come up here, they say, Jim, how great was Bruce Lee? I said, you don't really know, and a lot of people won't tell you how great he was, but I will tell you. In my personal opinion, Bruce Lee was a step above everybody. I mean, everybody. And during that era, even today, I mean, it holds up today, but during that era, the 60s and 70s, Bruce was just great. And in my opinion, he was just a step above. No matter how great everybody else was, Bruce was, boom, just a little step above. He was just absolutely unbelievable. I'm talking about sparring. I'm not talking about just working techniques. I'm talking about when it came to sparring, Bruce was unbelievable. Unbelievable. People don't know. They don't know. He's like the Michael Jordan, beyond Michael Jordan. It's very interesting. Bruce was the type, let's put it this, Bruce was the type of guy that could spar with you, hands and feet. Then after that, he'll say to you, he'll say, okay, let's go hands only. It's just unbelievable. He could go hands, or he could go hands and feet. Doesn't matter to him.
That's incredible in its own proof. He died in his prime at just 32 years old. That fact alone made his legacy more mysterious. He was the perfect warrior who never had a chance to age or decline. He remains frozen in time as the ultimate icon of his strength and discipline. Fourth, I want to talk about the way he changed fighting forever. Before Bruce Lee, martial arts were very traditional and strict. He mixed styles and created new approach to fighting. His training methods and philosophies influenced the way fighters approach MMA today. Even boxers like Mike Tyson, Sugar Ray Leonard, John Jones, and Conor McGregor have talked about how Bruce Lee inspired them. He changed the way we think about combat sports and what it takes to be a champion. And finally, Bruce Lee was endless, rewatchable, mesmerizing. Ali's fights were amazing, but how often do you watch them now? Mike Tyson knockout was brutal. How often do we watch them? Elvis concerts were legendary, but they're not on repeat every day. But Bruce Lee's training clips and fight scenes, they're viral even today. People still share his iconic fight scenes and philosophical quotes every day. There's something about Bruce that never gets old. So why is it that this 5'8" man has become more famous than Ali, Rocky Marciano, Mike Tyson, Elvis, or anyone else? The answer is simple, in my opinion. He wasn't just a fighter or martial artist or actor. He was an idea. He was a symbol of perfection and possibilities. His legacy has never faded because it's about more than just the person he was. It's about what he represents. And that's why Bruce Lee remains the most famous and influential figure in fighting history and even beyond. Thanks for watching, folks. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe for more insightful content. Leave your comments below. Until next time, stay inspired and keep pushing your limits. Ciao.